welcome you all to the 9th episode of the Pure Michigan Properties Podcast. I'm one of the hosts, Shalaunda Wather, and I'm joined with...
Hey, my name is Dylan Mostyn.
And we are excited to have you join us today. So thank you all for joining. But Dylan...
Shalaunda.
What's been going on? Tell me something new.
Oh, you want to know something new?
Something new, something great, something, what is it, old, something blue? No, that's...
Blue fish, red fish, old fish.
Right?
What's been going on with my business? Honestly, you know what's been great is that I've been just reconnecting with a lot of older friends of mine.
Okay.
Like yesterday I went to go sit down with one of my cousins. We just hung out. Just got to talk about each other. He's also in real estate. He does commercial.
I love that.
He does commercial real estate. So it's nice to see a different side because we focus heavily on the residential side. So it's kind of cool to ask some questions about how it differs from commercial to residential.
And so then bounce ideas back and forth.
For sure.
That's really nice. So tell us a little bit about.
I didn't realize, but in commercial real estate, they have the same structure where they have teams. So one of my cousin, he runs, or he's a team leader for his team.
Okay.
So he tells me they kind of structure it different, where it's they have a marketing person on their team, they have a transaction coordinator on their team just specifically for them.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who goes out, really does all the selling kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we were just kind of picking each other's brains about different things. He's asking me about what my day-to-day life looks like and what his day-to-day life looks like.
Okay.
So it was really cool just to kind of talk, because I don't really know a lot of commercial real estate agents besides him. So it's just really cool to pick his brain.
No, absolutely. Interesting.
Right.
I love that though.
Shalaunda, tell me at least one great thing that happened this week for you.
So I can tell you 2 great things.
Even better.
Well, as we discussed off camera, that I'm, for one, grateful that I woke up with the day, or the day didn't wake up without me,
mm-hmm.
right? And 2, February 1st, I'll say, my son and I, we had a little bit one-on-one mommy-son time at the vision board event at his school.
Aww. Tell me more.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, loved the event. I really did. We sat down, and they provided the materials, right? All we had to do was show up.
Okay.
And so as we gathered our own materials, my son, I said, I'll let you pick out the magazine for me to use. And so he let me pick out some of his material. I let him pick out my material.
Nice.
I picked out 2 magazines aside from the one that I was going to use that he picked out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And turns out, I think my son knows me a little. I got to give him some credit. He's 11 years old. I used 2 things from the 2 magazines I picked out.
Okay.
And most of the vision boards just came from the magazine
that he picked out for you?
He picked out, the material. And so I just thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
He let me, like I said, pick out a few quotes to put on his vision board that really resonated with him. So that was fun.
Where's your vision board at right now?
I left it at home. One thing I do believe about vision boards is that I don't share my vision boards.
Okay.
I don't.
Fair. Everyone has their own thing.
Yeah. It's just, I look at it for daily inspiration.
For sure.
And
for me, I have a vision board on my computer. It's just a little photo. And it's on my little desktop. So every time I open my computer, it pops up.
Okay.
So it's a nice constant reminder of what I'm working towards each and every day.
Absolutely.
So I feel you can agree with you still have yours at home. So
yes.
At least every day you get to see it.
Yeah. And I'll say this. Well, maybe one day I can come in and show my 2023 vision board, because 2023 is now over.
That's fair. Honestly, we should do that.
Okay.
We can go through mine, we can go through yours, we can just kind of debrief about it.
I love that. Let's do that.
Noted.
All right. Well, let's tell the viewers today why we have their attention.
For sure. So do you want to talk about what the topic is today?
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're going to provide to you all some of the top misconceptions or myths in the real estate world. And so what we want you to know is, for one, the misconceptions and myths. Mm-hmm. And we don't want them to be a part of the reason why you do not choose to start your journey. So
for sure, I think even just like beginning the process of even just the idea of maybe even getting to a home, or just like your next journey into a building or a place, I guess you could say, not is really just having basic knowledge behind your back.
Absolutely.
Especially like a lot of my friends, is that our constant form of education is TikTok, right? So we see these 30-second to a 1-minute videos of, like, for me, like, all my feed is real estate related, just because that's all I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Or not all, but like majority.
For the most part.
But like I see like a lot of these videos, and like it's saying, in a way, it's like a scare tactic of, don't get into a home, it's a risky investment. And I like watch a lot of these TikToks, and I'm like, sometimes people should just not post videos because I just think they give one side of the story and it doesn't give you the other side. And like I think that's what we're here today to talk about, is the other side of,
yes,
especially like from what I've seen online, is that a lot of, I guess, sorry, I'm just gonna jump right in. One misconception I've heard is that renting is a lot easier than owning a home. And I think that's such a subjective thing to say, because everyone's process is different. It's not going to look the exact same for everyone. I will say it can be an exhausting process, going to look at homes, doing the whole process from A to Z, right?
Yeah. So
I understand that, but so can apartment looking.
Oh, absolutely.
When I was a leasing consultant, we'd have many people who would come in and say, "Hey, this is my 5th apartment I'm looking at." I'm like, many people, sometimes I was talking with one agent in Florida, and she's like, usually I find my clients by the 3rd home, we write an offer and we get it accepted. So I'm like, the way that in the video I saw, I was like, oh, apartment shopping is easier. I'm like, it's the same process, really.
It's the same process, I would agree. And like you said, it's very time consuming, so.
For sure. And I mean, just the fact that, like, that's why, like, I just sometimes, like, when I see, like, these videos, I'm like, but you're not telling the other side. And, like, I want to, like, jump in and be like, no, you're wrong.
But that's why they need you, so that you
for
tell
sure
the other side. And today.
And that's kind of why we are doing this video today, is because it gives another perspective. And the cool part is we are highly credible in what we're saying, because we're literally in the industry. We understand how it goes. It's not like we're just like two willy-nilly people just like shooting a video. No, we're licensed. We're literally licensed agents who work in the field every single day. But yeah, I saw the video and it just really made me think. I'm like, why would they think? I think their thought was that they're not going through an agent. I'm like, but you're still going through a leasing agent, so that's not true. And then they're just like, oh, but like then you still, like, the application's a lot easier. I'm like, well, really, the agent's doing all the paperwork for you. In an apartment, you're filling out that paperwork, and you don't know if you don't fill it out right for the apartment, you could be disqualified, and they'll cut your lease.
And so I don't have much knowledge of the leasing side. So by you being a leasing consultant, what are some things that you've seen being filled out incorrectly, or
just the application, like
in general?
So, I mean, obviously we do like a background check on a lot of people, or everyone actually, it was required, and then we do income verification and all that. And it's not funny, but like funny in a way, is that like people would send in proof of employment or proof of income, and like it was not even the right PDF. I'm like, sir, you just sent in your birth certificate. And then that's another process that we have to go back to them. And then if someone comes in and swoops in that apartment, then it's gone, just because you weren't working with a trained professional in the way.
Yeah.
You were just representing yourself, right? It's kind of like, would you go into court representing yourself? No.
I may be the wrong person to answer that.
Okay, but if you, not to scare you, but like, let's say like you're facing prison time,
Right,
would you go into court representing yourself?
No, probably not. No.
If I had the possibility of going to prison, I would want representation behind me for sure.
Yeah, no.
So that's why I think having representation, even apartments do work with agents.
No, absolutely.
You just have to ask.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all you have to just say. Are you cooperating with real estate agents?
And so I guess the resolve to that issue is, even if you're leasing to work with an agent, and that's just a person that's going to help you cross your I's and dot your, well, cross your T's and dot your I's.
I will say they act more as a transaction coordinator than anything.
Okay.
If that makes sense. You know, they're just there, they fill out the paperwork, or they don't even fill out the paperwork, they'll just ask you a couple questions.
Right.
They'll hand you the application, say, please fill this out. The sooner you get it done, the sooner we can get you into your apartment and get a move-in date. Where when you're working with an agent, they're doing all that for you. They're filling out the contracts.
We're sitting down, I know, line by line, let's discuss this and make sure that everything is...
And specifically for our office, we get trained on how to fill those contracts out correctly.
Ooh.
The right way.
I'm telling you.
Not every office does that, and that's not a diss to another office, but I'm just saying, for our office specifically, even it's our broker who teaches it. Not just another agent. It's literally our broker who says, line 1, this is how you fill it out correctly. We go word by word.
Correct.
So we understand it to explain it the best we can.
I'm telling you, and I feel like we have one of the best brokers in the world.
We really do.
So,
very great guy, very knowledgeable.
Yes.
And super resourceful.
Absolutely.
But that's the misconception that I've heard a lot, especially from my sphere of people, is that renting is so super easy. And another aspect to that is just like the payments, I guess you could say. But we can get into that in a little bit. But I want to hear what your misconception or myth you've been hearing.
Well, having conversations with different folks, one of the most misconceived topic of discussion is representation. Okay. Right. Now, we appreciate your loyalty to your friends, family, and other realtors that maybe you who have addressed an inquiry. But I think one of the things people don't realize is that if you have not contractually agreed to working with an agent, you don't have that agent relationship that you think you have, and some of those fiduciary duties, although should be maintained, they're not. Mm-hmm. And so understanding that, hey, when you sit down and work with an agent, for one, the agent should spell out, you should have a full consultation. Yes. And it should be spelled out clearly by the end of the consultation regarding the type of agency relationship that you all have. And that's, again, going through disclosures, which is not a contract, you guys. It's not a contract. Agency disclosure is not a contract. It's just going over the terms and how they apply to you for you in regards to your respective side of the transaction. And then moving forward, if you all agree to working together, going through the buyer's agency contract. And so
can I just hop in for like what? So like the disclosure, like I love how you said it. It's literally not a contract. You're not signing your life away. You're not selling your soul, whatever. It's just the reason why we ask our clients to sign it is it protects both of us at the end of the day. It's saying, hey, at least we explained it to you, which I didn't realize some agents just don't do that. But to that fact, it's just it helps you understand how we play a role in the whole transaction for you. So for our buyers, we would be a buyer's agent. If we are working with both the buyer and the seller, that's a dual agency. If we're listing a home, that's a listing agent, right?
Yeah.
Or if we're just doing the paperwork, then we're doing a transaction coordinator, right?
Correct.
What we try to do, what we do is we explain that to whoever we're working with,
Yeah.
so they understand our duties to them, their duties to us,
Yeah.
and how we all can make this a great transaction for the people that we work with.
And so one thing I want to also bring up and outline is that it's important to know that confidentiality, most people do not want to work with agents because they're not sure where their information is going, right?
Yeah.
So listen, the information that you disclose to your agent is confidential. So, and that's within that disclosure. And that's, again, not a contract, but it's to disclose what type of, what's owed to you on the other side.
To add on to that, part of the confidentiality is that's why we present this disclosure to you before you disclose that confidential.
Right, before you disclose this information.
Like, if you came to me and was like, okay, Dylan, like, I have to move quick because I'm going through X, Y, and Z, right? That's confidential information.
Wait, let me stop you.
Let me put this in front of you just so you can understand what role I'm playing with you.
Indeed.
Just so that at least you have that knowledge under your belt, so when we go forward, you understand how we can make this dynamic work for you.
Absolutely.
Right? So I like the fact that you brought up the confidentiality part, because that's a huge part. That means that we can't go to the other agent and disclose what's going on in your personal situation.
Yeah.
Because that might make unfavorable terms for you.
Indeed.
So I really like that one a lot.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the misconceptions that I've been faced with. And I don't know, you want to jump right into another one, or do you have something?
I'll just do another one. So another one is that renting is cheaper than buying. And that one, I will say, is the answer of it depends.
Fair enough.
Depends on the purchase price, depends on the terms that you're doing with that home. I mean, there's so many things that play a variable factor into that, but if you said that as like a blanket statement saying that owning a home is more expensive than renting, I'm going to tell you you're false, because that is not true. There are situations where owning a home is actually cheaper than renting a home. And one of the cool features on our website that we get to have is we have a mortgage calculator breakdown where you can put down the purchase price, interest, the length of their loan, all that, and all that great information, and it'll give you an estimated payment. And I would love for the viewers just to kind of play around with that and see.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, just play around. Honestly, like, that's sometimes in my free time I'll just go and I'll like start punching in the numbers.
Well, yeah, and so I think that will allow or provides the opportunity for you all to see firsthand what the payments will be and the breakdown for yourself, aside from just relying on someone else telling you. So I think that's really cool. Yeah,
so that was a new feature. I don't even know if it was new, but I know it's definitely a feature that was added onto our websites, which like there's plenty more other. I really want you guys to just play with our websites. Like they're really, like we said in like the past episode, is that there's so many different tools on there. Even if you're not actively searching, you could literally gain a lot of knowledge from it.
Yeah.
So we'll get into where you can go to our websites in a little bit. But I think that's one misconception that I've heard a lot, is that owning a home is way more expensive.
Okay.
Which I will say, house prices are rising. Right?
Interest rates also dropped, and they're at its lowest since in 8 months. So
Yes. So that definitely plays factors into the things, but I don't know. That's why I tell people, I'm like, just go on the mortgage calculator and just kind of, do you understand? Or that's the question I'll ask a lot of people. I'm like, do you know how much a house costs them? And you know what their face is? I don't know.
Well, and I think what stops most people is the fear of the unknown. So.
Oh, for sure.
Right. So.
For sure.
We're giving you the tools to go and research yourself. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, it's already there. It's easy as just plugging in the numbers. Plug
It
and
really
shut.
is. That one commercial is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Gained my degree on isn't that the one? Yeah.
I think so. Yes, it
Education
is.
connection,
Yes.
found the right college, get connected for free with education connection.
And listen, it's easy as 1, 2, 3.
It's a blast from the past right there. But that's a misconception I've really heard a lot, and I think if you're working with a knowledgeable realtor, they'll be able to navigate you through that process and understand. And they'll get you connected with the right people to see what those kind of payments are going to look for.
Yeah.
But even like down payment assistance, like sometimes we just don't have the money to put a couple $1,000s down on a house. So it's like there's programs out there, which is another misconception I've heard a lot. Sorry, I'm just going to throw this bonus one in for myself.
For sure.
There are down payment assistance programs where they help you with your closing costs, or not, but like your down payment, to get into your house.
Yeah. Well, and that's perfect because the misconception that I was gonna address is I have clients call me and they say, or prospective clients, I'm sorry, you guys, or customers, they call and say, hey, I'm looking for a home. I need to move by so and so. And my next question is, how much are you looking to pay monthly? And also, how much do you have towards your purchase? And so they always say, hey, I got such and such for down payment. And I'm like, okay, well, let's talk about, do you understand that there's also closing fees associated with purchase of real estate?
Title, insurance.
Yeah, title, insurance, home inspections, and so appraisals, property tax. And I think that's a critical piece of information that you also have to understand is a part of this process.
For sure. And sorry, I'm just gonna say one thing, but I love what you said was that you didn't say the sales price, but you said the monthly payment.
Yes.
Because that's way more important than the sales price.
Yeah.
Some people see a sales price, it's like $500,000, right? But I'm like, let's break down what the monthly payment is, because that might be more digestible for you.
For sure.
To understand rather than seeing a big fat number.
Yeah.
Where it's like, whoa.
And so I have struggled to not for me, but individuals that I've been talking to have struggled with, like you said, the purchase price, digesting it to understand what that means and what that looks like for them on a monthly basis.
Right.
And it's like, here, you have to have a conversation for one with the loan officer. Let's see what you are pre-approved for, because you're telling me that you're ready for to go lease a property or look for your next property, and you're willing to pay $1,800. That's a mortgage plus some, depending on the location and the property. So,
right.
Yeah.
There's so many different variables and factors that play into the decision between leasing and buying. That, like, I was showing this couple a home that was available for lease, and it was a couple thousand. I was around 2,000.
Okay.
And I was like, I had that conversation with them. I was like, what's stopping you if you're ready to lease this house for like, let's say $2,500? That's a mortgage payment, like you said, plus more, really.
It depends on the area.
Yeah, it really depends on the area. But yeah, it's just having those conversations, and the biggest thing that I just love to do is be like an educator, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, like I told them, I was like, you guys could start building your equity today, because they have not purchased a property before. They were always just in the leasing area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, they're very well established. They have great jobs.
I was gonna say, are they younger, mid-age,
mid-age?
older? Okay.
Yeah, mid-age. Probably in their 40s-ish.
Okay.
40s, yeah. So I was
But I'm sorry to cut you off, but think about this, you guys. If you start with the home buying process in your 20s, by the time you're in your 40s, you're done or almost done. So that's one less, thing you have to worry about in life.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
No, that was great. Actually, I love that. Thank you for adding that on. But yeah, that's kind of why I said, I was like, when are you going to start buying? When is the timeline for you buying a house? And they're like, great, let's get a plan together.
Okay.
So we sat down last week. We kind of discussed some things. I got them in contact with my loan officer. Waiting to hear back on how that conversation went, and then move the process forward.
There we go. Hey, that sounds like a win to me.
Definitely a win. For sure.
So, yeah.
So that was a great experience, and I think they're still stuck on leasing, which.
Well, home buying is not for everyone. But
No.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. But I don't know. In my eyes, like, I just would love to see them buy a home because I know they can.
Okay.
I just think we need to dive deeper into their why.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but we'll get there when we get there.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And so, well, yeah, that makes sense.
So do you have another misconception that you've been hearing within your peers or your people you hang around with?
Well, one thing that's been frightening to individuals, and I think is just finding individuals to help. There's a misconception that I can't get anyone to help me, to walk me through the process. Yes, you can. You just have to contact the right person.
For sure.
You know, unfortunately, some agents, some loan officers, they will send you the information for you to go over and review on your own, and never have additional conversation to address any of the questions or concerns. But that's where you keep finding or shopping around for the right individuals.
You know what I like to say a lot? This is kind of like my little line that I say. I'm like, you have a great lawyer, you have a great doctor,
Yep.
you have a great dentist,
Yep.
you need a great real estate agent.
Absolutely.
And I mean, maybe the first one's not it, maybe not the second one,
Right.
maybe not even the third one.
Exactly.
But find the one that you can connect with on a great level, that you feel comfortable even just having a conversation with, because that's the most important part. Is do you feel comfortable with them? Because during the actual active buying process, you're about to be best friends with this person.
Ooh-wee, I am telling you. So
We will be talking pretty much every day.
My clients, I know the kid's name, all the kids' birthday. I'm like, I don't even know all my nieces and nephews' birthdays. So now, you know, yes, you spend lots of hours with your realtor agent.
So make sure you like them, because if you do not like them, you're not going to have an enjoyable
You must
process.
like your agent. It's necessary.
It's very necessary, and just like also make sure they're very knowledgeable what they're saying.
Absolutely.
You know, just because this will be your biggest asset in life, so you don't want to mess around with that. It's very important to make sure you're well taken care of, and you're still getting the kind of service that you want. Right? Everyone offers different services. So make sure, I mean, if you're looking for there's different agents who have different specialties. Like one agent in our office, he specializes on investment properties. If that's your area of things, maybe you want to check out that kind of person.
Yes.
Or if you're looking at someone who's a specialist in first-time home buying, that's another person you should connect with.
Yeah.
But it's really just about who you feel comfortable most with and you feel confident working with.
Absolutely.
That's one question I always ask at the end of my buyer's consultations, and I say, hey Shalaunda, this is an important question for me because this is going to gauge how we go forward. And I need 100% honesty from you. Do you feel confident working with me?
Okay.
And I mean,
Great question.
I've gotten lucky at 100% of the time they've said yes. But,
Great question.
I mean, it's so important to ask that to me because I'm like, if I heard like a little stutter or like let's address it.
True, definitely.
Let's address it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the reasons that are making you hesitant on working with me? Because maybe I know someone else who would be a better fit for you, right?
And that's true. Here's the thing, you guys. If I know for me in my business, if I don't feel like I can personally help you out and be the best realtor for you, I will absolutely get you connected to someone I think is a better fit for you. I have no problems there.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? At the end of the day, our whole career really is based off our reputation. Mm-hmm. And my reputation, I want to make sure it's polished.
Intact.
It's It's
because
shiny.
all we have is our word, Dylan. And so just recently, I just wrapped up a deal. Well, it's on its way to the closing table. It's pending, and just asked my buyer client to walk me through the process from her perspective.
Ooh,
right.
That's actually. Sorry, continue.
No.
I just thought that was great because you know what that also shows. Did you do a good job of explaining it to your client so that they can reciprocate that back to you?
Absolutely.
Or regurgitate that back to you.
And so she spilled it out, line by line, step by step. And she said, and she and her husband had some conversation, some discussion around, just the purchase, right? Mm-hmm. And she was like, and you know what? We feel confident with moving forward.
Nice.
Having all the information and knowing, all the pieces and details of everything. And so, of course, that made me feel really good. And
you should, because that just shows how good of an agent you are to your clients.
Thank you. But yeah, it's just, I want to make sure that the person on the other side is confident that they want to work with me and that I'm doing the job, the service that they requested.
The 3 questions I always ask is, 1, are you confident? But how do I win with you and how do I lose with you? Those to me are the most important 3 questions I could ask in my buyer's consultation, or just any consultation really. Because that really kind of sets the stage of where we are in the relationship of our dynamic real estate relationship. And it just gives me a better insight, and it forces you to answer that kind of question, right? So that's just, to me, it's so important just to ask. And some people won't, but
yeah, I honestly haven't never asked the question how can I win with you? How can I lose with you? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm able to get that information just through conversation. Yeah. But you know what? I think I'm just gonna implement that. If you don't mind.
No, I got it from another agent. I think I was who was coaching me.
Okay.
And so she said the psychology behind it is because it makes them feel heard.
Yes.
Makes them feel appreciated. Makes them feel respected.
No, absolutely.
So I was like, that's so important, especially when you're working with someone for however long. Could be a month. Could be 10 years. You never know. So it just makes them feel. I think at the end of the day, really just appreciated and heard.
Love it, you guys. And through this process, we want our clients to feel heard, one, because this is your transaction.
For sure.
And we value the partnership, so we want you to feel appreciated as well. Absolutely.
100%. Because at the end of the day, we're not buying the property. We're just helping facilitate the process and making sure that you understand every step from A to Z and how it goes, right? Mm-hmm. You're the one. Yeah. Our clients are the ones buying it, or selling it, or investing in it.
Yes.
So it's just really important to make sure they feel confident in what they're doing.
Yeah.
They understand what they're doing.
Absolutely. And
they feel successful.
Absolutely.
That's, to me, that's my goal as a realtor.
Hey, and I agree.
I'm glad.
No opposition there.
Perfect.
No, yeah, absolutely. So, you guys, if you have any questions for us, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Unless we have anything else.
So, how do we get onto our websites?
Oh, yeah, okay. So, you can visit my website at shalaunda.kw.com. I do have a domain for the Wake or Legacy Solutions. It's just not up. It's under construction.
So. We're getting there. One day at a time.
That's how you can visit the website.
But how do they get in contact with you?
Well, to get in contact with me, best to reach me via phone at 586-339-8321. You can call or text. If you reach out to me, and I don't answer, I will respond. Just leave me a message. And Dylan, tell them about how to reach you.
So to get onto my website, it is Dylan, DYLAN, Mostyn, MOSTYN.com. That is my website. that's how you'll find all the tools and the resources to just at least get knowledgeable about what the whole process is looking for. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest, other great things on there. You'll find the podcast on there as well. To get in contact with me, you can get in touch with me by phone is the easiest way. You can call or text to 248-891-9860. And like I said, either call or text, either one works. And then on my website, you can also find my contact information as well. But simple as that.
So I think that's it for today, guys.
Yeah, I think we'll see you guys next week on Wednesday.
Next week, we look forward to bringing you new content and new information. So also reach out to us if you have content that you'd like for us to
honestly
address.
Like we've been saying, feedback is so crucial to this whole journey of what we do. It's great we get our feedback from our friends, our family, even other agents in our office. So any feedback that you guys can give to us, listen, we're not going to take it hard. If you say, do this, do that.
Oh, no.
Great. Now we can improve. But I think also, let me back up a little sec from a second. If you guys check out our first episode to where we are now, I think there's been some huge upgrades. One, we're actually using a real camera. We have a nice professional microphone. We are in the beautiful Leverage by Design studio. Thank you to Trevor and his team for getting that up and going. Very much appreciative of it. It's great to see the growth that we've had so far.
Absolutely.
And we look for, in a short period of time too. This is our 9th episode. And I think we're doing really well. Let's tune around.
Why not?
But yeah, like you said, feedback is so much appreciated, and it just only helps us grow and get better.
Indeed.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye guys.